evening, my friends. Good evening, Bob. Good evening, Dodie. How are you? We're going to end with Rich. We're going to end with Ein Kelohenu. That's Dodie's favorite. Yeah. Ein Kelohenu. I'm going to make that a little louder. All right. Rich, we'll do I. Lecha Dodi. Okay.
Okay, we have a Torah prayer in front of us. All right, we're gonna get started. Can I say something? Can I just? It's been a while since I've been here. Welcome back. I know. Welcome back. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Welcome back, Carter.
Well, yes. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. I want to say welcome, and it's good to be back. Thank you for your patience. It feels like it's been a lifetime since I've been here, but it hasn't. I got smacked in the face with a fever. I was after my turkey dinner. I ended up very, very sick. It's not food poisoning, so because I was the only one who got sick. And the next day at 9 a.m. with 101 fever, I was supposed to get on a plane, and my wife looked at me and she goes, "You're not still going back, are you?" And I said, "I don't think so." And last weekend I was a groomsman in one of my best friend's weddings. But meanwhile, what I wanted to say is this. Last weekend, not this past weekend, but the weekend before, you all got to see Maria and Alex. I had done their wedding just a year prior. Maria is just a month ahead of us, and she became a Jew after months and months of study. But I think more so, not only did she become a Jew, the baby that she is about to give birth to will also be Jewish. And we worked for a very, very, very long time. And because I wasn't here and I wasn't able to kfel over her in person, I just wanted you to know how amazing they are together as a unit. Alex has shown up as brotherhood. You have seen him around. They sit usually back there. I don't know why, but the new folks usually sit back there, like in the back left corner. It must be the spot. And I'm very, very excited for them. But such is the world of a rabbi. We have great people who enter into the Jewish world and people who leave our world. I'm sorry? Oh, I didn't hear any of that.
Me either.
Okay. I just want to say that I'm deeply, deeply sorry that I wasn't able to say in person when she was away goodbye to Sharon. I'm very happy that you did. I just want to say, because I'm back, that Sharon was a personality, and we spent many, many hours talking. I learned all about her and all about her idiosyncratic ways and her struggles, and I learned about her family, and I learned about Sharon as a person. And Sharon was authentically herself, always. She was well represented, yes. In her windbreaker, in her brand new shoes, whatever color they were, and usually, typically in the front row, she'll be deeply missed, and I am really, really heartbroken about her passing. I was able to say goodbye to her before I left to go back to Houston for a wedding. But since this is my time back, I just wanted to share with you all that that is the world that we live in, of coming and going, of new Jews, of new life, and certainly of people that we have to say goodbye to. And that is a really challenging part of this job. It's not easy. It's not easy when we kind of begin to fall in line with people who become part of our community and become so ingrained. And then in a moment's notice, we say goodbye. And so I just want to recognize Sharon and all of her. I mean, she was with us every single Saturday morning, wasn't she? Every Saturday morning, she was a good Torah study person. And every Wednesday. And which is to say, not everyone shows up Saturday morning, but she did. I'm sure Manny did. I just simply wanted to acknowledge her absence. I felt that this was the appropriate time to do it. But things move. We move. In fact, today we have a very special guest, Rabbi Marcy Block, who actually is going to speak to you today a little bit about death, a little bit about mourning, a little bit about hospice. I'm going to read her wonderful bio, not all of it because it's a full page, and because she's done a lot of stuff. But as we continue and we move into Shabbat, we remember and we recall what it means to be a community. to say goodbye, but also to welcome. And that is the most difficult thing that we can do. We are transient on this world. We live for a short amount of time, and we make the best of what we have. And with that, I am so excited to see you all. Thank you for having me as your rabbi in my 3rd year. Wow, I can't believe it's been 3 years. And you probably may or not see me next month because my wife is due to give birth. So with that, let's start Shabbat. January 27th, in case anyone wants to know the due date. If you don't see me, if I'm not here, I am healthy. But my wife may be giving birth. So I just want to give everyone a full, pause on if I'm not here, don't freak out. I'm still in town. But I may be at the hospital, but everyone's healthy, I promise. You ready?
I'm ready. All right, we got a nice nigun. Let's all sing along. Easy. Beautiful melody by Shlomo Kalbach. Don't be shy.
This is so last minute. Marcy, would you like to come up and do candles with your family? I'm sorry. Is that okay? It's a rabbi thing. It's okay to ask another rabbi to do stuff, but if they're new to synagogue, you can't, because that's not nice to put them on the spot. But other rabbis, I mean, I'm sure they've done candles on the bima before. Yeah. Whatever. So why don't you say that you sing, and then whatever you want to do. You can sing it, you can say it, you can do it in English. Literally, Mashe Balachem. Whatever you like do at home.
Do it with me. Let's see if I can. Okay, ready? Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kedishanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lehadlik ner shel Shabbat.
Like a pro. Beautiful. Thank you. What a beautiful family you have. And thank you guys so much for coming up and helping us with our candles. Marcy's like, I don't have to lead services tonight. This is great. Rabbi jokes. Okay, where are we going? What are
Page 128, top of the page. Psalm 133. Here we go.
הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
Speed it up, Rich.
הנה 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 מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה 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 מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה 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 מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה 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 מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד.
Uno Trace.
הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יאללה לי, יאללה לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יאללה לי, יאללה לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יאללה לי, יאללה לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב, יאללה לי, יאללה לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. Okay, we're going to go to page 129. 2 songs up from the bottom, 2 prayers. Ki yeshmeru Shabbat, when I keep Shabbat, God watches over me.
Let me guess where this one's from.
Guess.
Baghdad.
You got it.
Oh my goodness.
This is for you, Moshe.
That was a
Baghdad.
guess. That was a guess, folks. No idea. Never heard it before.
Ki yeshmeru Shabbat, el yishmereni.
Ki yishmeru Shabbat, el yishmereni. Oti leomead beno ubeini. Oti leomead beno ubeini.
Yeshmeru Shabbat, el yishmereni.
Ki yishmeru Shabbat, el yishmereni. Oti leomead beno ubeini.
Oti leomead beno ubeini. Okay, where are we going?
I don't know. You tell
All right,
me.
page 138. Lachado D.
Who's on first?
Verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. Page 138. Ay, lecha dodi. Ay, ligrat kala. Ay, bnei Shabbat. Shamor v'zachor b'dibor echad Ishme'anu el ha'meyuchad Adonai echad Shemo echad V'shemo tiferet v'letehila Ay lecha dodi Ay likrat kalam Ay bnei Shabbat Ay likabla Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha Ki mekor habracha Merosh mikedem nesucha Sofa aseh b'makshavat techila Ay lecha dodi Ay likrat kalam Ay bnei Shabbat Ay nikabla Hitoreri Ki v'horech kumi hori Uri shir daberi Kavod Adonai Alayik
Please rise and face the entrance. Welcome Shabbat.
Ay likrat kalam Ay bnei Shabbat Ay nikabla Boi v'shalom ateret bala Gam b'simcha u'v'tzola Toch emunei am segula Boi kala Ay lecha dodi
Please be seated.
Ay likrat kalam Ay bnei Shabbat Ay nikabla Ay lecha dodi Ay likrat kalam Ay bnei Shabbat Ay nikabla Page 144 the Kaddish Yitkadav Shemei Rabbah Yamad Ivra Kenute Yamlik Malkute Bekayechon Uvyomechon Uvkayedecho Beit Yisrael Bagala Uvizmahan Kadrivimru
Amen.
Yehi Shmei Rabbah Mevorach Le'olam Olam Me'omayha
Yitbarach.
Yitbarak
Yishtabach.
Yitbahar Bitromam Yitnaseh Yitadar Yitaleh Yitalah Shemei L'Kudisha
Rechu.
Le'ela Min Kol Berchata V'Shirata Dush Berchata V'Nechemata Damiran
Ve'alma.
Imru Amen.
We rise for the Baruch Hu. And we will stay standing until the Shema.
Yeah. La 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 la. La 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 Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed Ay la la ya la 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 ya la la ya la 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 ya la 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 la
Bottom of page 150, we say together in the English, please join with me. Everlasting love you offered your people Israel by teaching us Torah and mitzvot, laws and precepts. Therefore, Adonai, our God, when we lie down and when we rise up, we'll meditate on your laws and your commandments. We will rejoice in your Torah forever. Day and night we will reflect on them, for they are our life, and doing them lengthens our days. Never remove your love from us. Praise to you, Adonai, who loves your people Israel. Baruch atah Adonai ohev amo Yisrael. We turn now to page 152 for the Shema.
Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Shema Yisrael Adonai Eloheinu Adonai Echad Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed.
You may be seated. Join with me, page 155. If you would, please, in the English. Love your God with every heartbeat, with every breath, with every conscious act. Keep in mind the words I command you today. Teach them to your children. Talk about them at work, whether you are tired or you are rested. Let them guide the work of your hands. Keep them in the forefront of your vision. Do not leave them at the doorway of your house or outside your gate. They are reminders to do all my mitzvot, so that you can be holy for God. I am Adonai, your God. I led you out of Egypt to become your God. I am Adonai, your God. Micha Mocha 158.
Micha Mocha Ba'elim Adonai Micha Mocha
Nedar v'kodesh
Nora Tehilot Osefele Nora Tehilot Osefele Malchutecha ra'uvanecha Pokea Yom lifnei Moshe u'Miriam Ze Elianu ve'amru Ze Elianu ve'amru Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed Adonai imloch le'olam va'ed Mi chamocha ba'elim Adonai Mi chamocha neder b'kodesh Nora tehilot osef eleh Nora tehilot osef eleh.
Rabbi Marcy, you don't know this yet, but we have hand motions for Vishamru. Oh, you might.
She knows.
You might know the hand motions for Vishamru? No, they may be different. They're different.
You can do yours.
You can do yours, though. It's Vishamru time, folks. If you want to, Stanley, come on. You got
Stanley, come on.
Stanley. We're all waiting. Thank you. Dallas isn't here.
Vishamru v'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ושמרו בני ישראל
Oh, the dog's doing it too.
את השבת לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם ביני ובני ישראל אותי לעולם אותי לעולם, אותי לעולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני את השמיים,
God made the heaven,
את הארץ,
earth below our feet.
ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי,
On the seventh day,
שבת וינפש.
God napped.
Shabbat vayinafesh.
Slept. It's hard making.
Shabbat vayinafesh. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et ha-Shabbat la'asot et ha-Shabbat לדורותם ברית olam.
Spirit fingers. That's what we call those. That's how you do it at the end. You got to do the spirit fingers. Dallas is he's our resident Vishamru teacher, guider, spiritual confidant. He really takes over that part of the prayer service, but he's not here tonight. It's okay. I'm sure he'd be okay with our performance this evening. I mean, it's not as good as his, but he would be okay with it. The Amidah?
Yep.
Where do you want to go?
Page 166. We all rise.
Page 166.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu Elohei Abraham Elohei Yitzchak Elohei Yaakov Elohei Sarah Elohei Rivka Elohei Rakel Elohei Leah Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor v'Hanora El Elyon Gomel Chasadim Tovim V'Konei HaKol וזוכר חסדי אבות ואמהות ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו באהבה מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן ברוך אתה אדוני Magen Avraham, Ezrat Sarah, אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מקיים מתים, אתה רב להושיע, השיב הרוח מוריד הגשם, מקלקל חיים בחסד, מקיים מתים ברחמים רבים, נומק נופלים ברופא כהנים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר, מי כמוך הגבורות, ומינו מלך, מלך ממית ומקיים, ומצמיח ישועה, נאמנת על הקיות מתים, ברוך אתה אדוני מקיים המתים.
You are holy, your name is holy, and those who are holy praise you every day. Blessed are you, Adonai, the holy God. Baruch atah Adonai ha'el hakadosh.
You may be seated. The Misha Berach can be found on page 371. This is our prayer for healing. If there are those who you know who are in need of healing, please feel free to say their names aloud as either my hand or my eye, whichever one comes first, and we're going to go right to left today. Marcy. Okay. Sir? We'll go back. Yes, sir. And then we'll move over. Yeah, we'll start in the front. Sandy. Arnie Sloan. Okay. We're going back and to the left. Yes, ma'am. Okay. Am I missing anyone?
Yep, I want to add Dennis Prager.
Please.
Dennis Prager, okay. Page 371, middle of the page.
Mi sheberach avotenu mekor habraka limotenu. May the source of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. Mi sheberach imotenu mekor habraka lamotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say Amen.
Page 377 is where you can find our prayer for the state of Israel. Manny, if you would. Cantor. Manny.
Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Tzor Yisrael Begoalo. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Tzor Yisrael Begoalo. Barek, Barek, en Medinat Yisrael, Reshit Smikat Giolatenu, Hagen Aleha Bevrat Chazdecha, Ufros Aleha Sukat Shalomecha. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Tzor Yisrael Begalo. Avinu, Avinu, Sheba Shamayim, Tzur Yisrael Begoalo Ushalach Orka Vamitkam L'Rashea Saraya V'yotzea V'yotzea V'taknem Beitzah Tova Milfaneka V'taknem Beitzah Tova Milfaneka Avinu, Avinu, Shebashamayim, Tzur Yisrael, Begoalo. Avinu, Avinu, Shebashamayim, Tzur Yisrael, Begoalo. V'natata shalom, shalom ba'aretz, V'simchat olam liyoshveya. Avinu, Avinu, Shebashamayim, Tzur Yisrael Begoalo. Avinu, Avinu, Shebashamayim, Tzur Yisrael Begoalo. Benomar, Benomar, Amen.
Thanks, Manny.
Okay.
It's good to be back with you, man.
All right. Good.
I missed you.
Okay.
I would have taken you to Houston with me, but who would have done services?
Never been there.
You would have had a good time at the wedding, I promise.
Okay.
Rabbi Marcy Block, there's a whole thing here, but before I say any of it, I'm going to say, I am a proud member of the Broward Board of Rabbis, and we get to meet, and I will say that, Marcy stood out immediately to me as like one of the coolest rabbis I've ever met. I know, I'm sure her kids probably have different opinions, but your mom is real cool. Like, she's cool? She's a goofball. Immediately stood out as an amazing rabbi, a wonderful teacher, an amazing colleague. And when I heard that she was leaving Dor Dorim, I got really sad. But then I was really happy when I learned that she had taken a position. She has joined Trustbridge, and she has joined their team as the director of outreach. Her gifts are many, but particularly she enjoys pastoral care, Jewish healing, and creative ritual. I'm going to skip that part. Prior to coming to the Trust Bridge, which she'll tell you more about, which I got to learn in our meeting, which I'm really excited for her to share about what her position is and what it does and how meaningful it is to our community. She served as the congregational rabbi for 21 years. That's crazy because I'm only 37, so that's like 2/3 of my whole life. She was the senior rabbi of Temple Dor Dorim. You guys know it. During COVID, she was grateful to use her creativity and compassion to carry the community through the difficult time. She also served at Temple Beth Or in Coral Springs. She served also in Boca and Indianapolis, and after her ordination from HUC in 2003, She also completed a clinical pastoral education rabbinic rotation at NYC in New York City at New York Medical Center, which is not an easy task, and I know it because I've done some of that because we have to. She has served as a board member for Hillel. She's also been a member of our board of rabbis in interfaith coalitions. She's been involved in literally everything, including the URJ. She's originally from Michigan. Am I getting that right? Is all this correct? Great. And she's married to this awesome husband of hers, Jason. And she brings along her wonderful 2 daughters with her. Oh, and she loves Broadway musicals. You're going to like my wife. She works for Broadway. But more than anything, she likes spending time with these 2 awesome kids that she's brought along today, which I think makes sense because she loves them so much she even brought them to temple with her. If you would, please. And that's it. I'm going to stop talking, and because she's a rabbi and she knows what she's doing. Thank you. You can choose either one. Anyone. Whatever.
Shabbat Shalom. So first of all, I just want to take a moment to thank Rabbi Aaron. As he said, I got to spend, we were there together yesterday at our Board of Rabbis this past month, or for this month. And he's also a really cool rabbi. So it makes sense that one cool rabbi met another cool rabbi, right? I also want to just take a moment to say thank you to Cantor Manny, who, so beautiful to hear your voice. I've heard him sing at many Bart Shabbats over the years. We haven't had one in a while, but it's so nice to just hear you again. There's so much like freilach and joy here, and just to say thank you to all of you, how special it is to be here tonight. I can tell that this is a very special place, and my daughters already are like, can we please come back and bring the dog? So we're going to have to come back a Friday night and, and bring our dog. They're like, they're so excited about that. So really, it's so nice to be here. And as Rabbi Aaron said, I have now in a new position, which is really, really special and meaningful to me. And I have a Devar Torah that I'm going to share with you in a second, but I want to tell you a little bit about my position. It's a new position at Trustbridge, which was created for me. It kind of recruited me, and my position is Director of Jewish Outreach, and I'm also a rabbi there. So my position is to actually be at synagogues. I hope that Rabbi Aaron will invite me to come back, because part of it is to do exactly what I'm doing right now, but also to teach classes. I'm teaching all over. I just taught at JFS today in the morning, so I'm all over. But really to teach about hospice and what hospice does and what and how it helps to comfort all people, but Jewish people as well, at the end of life, and how many people sometimes question whether hospice is Jewish, is this okay in our tradition, and I'm here to say, yes, it is okay, and I'm sure that many of us know that. But if you ever had a question about it, I will be here after to answer any questions. And like I said, I hope that this is maybe the first of many times that I'll be here building a relationship, because that is my position, is to build relationships with the synagogues and also just help our organization. So last year we became an accredited Jewish hospice. We serve 500 patients, 500 Jewish patients a week out of 1,800. So our census is 500 Jewish patients. So I wanted you to know just a few things. So let me just first also just say, Rabbi Aaron started tonight mentioning a woman named Sharon, and I want to extend my condolences to this community, because clearly she was, just such a figure here. I can tell that she was really, really special and important to your community. So I want to extend my condolences. And I think in some way I sort of wrote about her, but I'll share that with you in a moment. A rabbinic colleague of mine is going on sabbatical in January. For many of us rabbis, during sabbaticals, we take time to write and study, learn, travel, spend time with family and friends, all of which my colleague will be doing plenty. But he's also doing something interesting. He's taking almost a week to spend time with people who either mentored him or helped him to grow into the person he is today. He will one day be having lunch with a retired rabbi, another day be spending time with a former teacher, and another day be visiting with a mentor who had a strong influence, in fact, on both of our lives. And that's just a few of the people that he's going to meet, just a few who are on his very busy schedule. And in a conversation we had recently, we both began to talk about a woman named Miriam. Miriam was our Hillel director when we were in college. My colleague shared how long it had been since he talked to her last and how many years it had been since he spoke to her. Miriam took me to Israel for the first time when I was 18. She pushed me to be more involved in Hillel. She influenced me to pursue leadership positions. She was a huge part of my life at a time where I was growing and changing. But I haven't spoken to Miriam in, 25, maybe 35 years. Life happens. We get busy. Kids, grandkids, laundry, mail, whatever it is, bills. We get busy. You know how it goes. And I started to think about Miriam and the people who helped me to become who I am today, who really shaped me. And I thought about, who would I visit if I was taking a week of my life to see certain people? Which people in your life helped you become who you are today? Who would you visit on your sabbatical? You got it? You're thinking about it? Okay, get at least 5 people, right? 1 for each day. In the Torah portion this week, we meet a woman named Deborah. And many of us have heard of Deborah. That's, by the way, Deborah the prophetess. Yeah, Devorah, exactly. Not the same one. So there's Deborah, Devorah, the one in the book of Judges, and there's another Deborah. And in fact, this week's Torah portion is the only time we're introduced to her, and she gets like a footnote in the Torah. It's like one little verse in this really large narrative. In Genesis 35:8, it states, "Now Deborah, Rebekah's nurse, died and was buried under the oak side, Bethel." Oh, I've heard of that name. It's the name here, right? Just checking. Okay, got it. I thought you would laugh at that one. Okay, so it was named Alon Bakuth, Oak of Weeping. So we learn about this Deborah, who's a major character at all. Like she's not a major character. Like the other Deborah I was telling you about. Not one at all. So what do we learn about her? We learn she's not major, and we learn she dies. That's what we learn in the Torah portion. She's clearly a wet nurse, and we know she was buried in a significant place, and people wept for her. Interesting to note, only a few funerals are recorded in the Torah. And Deborah's is mentioned along with biblical figures such as Sarah, Moses, and Aaron. Because her name is remembered, this Deborah, this one who gets a footnote in the Torah, must have been a pretty big deal. Does this mean that Deborah nursed Rebekah when she was a baby, or Rebekah's children when they were babies? The text leaves it open for interpretation. What we do know is that Deborah is at least a generation older than Jacob, who we know now is well advanced in his years. Clearly, Deborah had a huge influence on Jacob's life. We're taught that Deborah played a crucial role in nurturing and raising Jacob, helping to shape his identity and instill values during his formative years. Deborah's relationship, one of trust and companionship, demonstrates the profound influence that people can have on our lives. Deborah was Jacob's caregiver. We all have people who have helped us to become who we are today. Sometimes it's a caregiver, a friend, or a mentor, a teacher, or coworker. These influential people can take on varying roles in our lives. As we reflect on Deborah's legacy, may we focus on the health and well-being of our relationships and determine if sufficient time and energy are being put into them. May we ask ourselves if we are connecting enough to people who had or have an impact on us, or even the people we hold most dear. My mother, who died with Trustbridge 2 years ago, was afforded a gift that many do not get. She had several days to say goodbye to all of her family and her friends one by one. While in her hospice bed, she called and had visits with every person who was important to her and influenced her life. Do we ever think about, when it comes to the end of our days, who will we want in the room with us when we are dying? Who will we want to say goodbye to? And while my mother was very lucky to reach out to all these important people in her life while in hospice, imagine if we reached out to the important people in our lives, not just on our deathbeds or on a sabbatical, but in our everyday lives. What type of positive impact could that have on us? And how wonderful it would make another person feel if you reached out and told them how important they were or are in your life. So I have a homework assignment for you. I'm sorry I'm giving homework on the first time. It's okay though, right? So I have a homework assignment for all of you. I want you to think about someone who's had an impact on you and reach out to them and let them know. And if you're struggling to think of a person, just call or text someone that is important to you that you haven't connected with recently and tell them you love them. In my congregation, you know what we would do sometimes right before we would start services? I would say, get out your phone, text someone, I love you, Shabbat Shalom. Okay, I'll ask your rabbi if that's okay after services. Sure, there you go. Text someone after services, wish them a Shabbat Shalom, someone you haven't talked to in a while. So I will say, I know for myself, preparing these words tonight reminded me that I need to connect to Miriam for helping me to become the person that I am today. And I need to say thank you. And I can also check in on a few other people too that I haven't spoken to recently. We can all be modern day Deborahs in someone else's life. We can provide emotional and spiritual support and uplift others in times of need. We can be a nurturing presence to others. I know that this is my first time here to Temple Bethel, but I'm sure there are many Deborahs, many Deborah-like people in this community. I can tell already. I can tell there are many people here who nourish others, mentor others, that are a role model to people. Sounds like Sharon was very much like that in this community. I'm sure there are many people here who take a role of caretaker, either to someone in this community or maybe to someone in your home. Let's make sure that we thank them, acknowledge them. In my work at Trustbridge as rabbi and director of Jewish outreach, I am always meeting Deborahs, people who offer a listening ear, a comforting touch, and a presence that says, you are not alone. The Talmud teaches that the righteous are called nurses because they nourish others. Just as Deborah nourished Jacob in his youth, those who are part of a hospice team are called to nurture and sustain those who are facing the end of life. They provide comfort and create a space of dignity and peace at a time when anxiety and fear can be overwhelming. They ensure that those who are journeying through life's final chapters feel seen, heard, and loved. This week, as we ponder the brief yet impactful mention of Deborah, let us be inspired by her example of nurturing and care. Let us embrace our roles as being positive influences to others. And let us commit to being both caregivers and mentees. Let us honor those who have guided us, and may we strive to be that guiding light for others. In doing so, we not only honor the legacy of figures like Deborah, but also fulfill the mitzvah of building a compassionate community. May this Shabbat bring you peace and the warmth of meaningful connections, and may we all recognize the value of caring people in our lives. Shabbat Shalom.
I told you she was awesome, right? I don't lie. I don't lie. In the world of rabbinics, it is not often that you come across people in Marcy's position who help people transition and who are there and who have had personal experiences. I think that as a rabbi, it's one of the hardest things that we do. As I said to someone the other day, they're like, what do you do as a rabbi? I say, I marry and I bury.
Rabbi Tufts had a different way of saying it. Hatch, match, and dispatch.
Okay. Well, I'm not Rabbi Tufts.
No. Sometimes we had all three in one weekend.
We do. But I just want to say, Marcy will definitely be coming. Rabbi Block. I'm sorry, we got way too informal, way too close, way too soon. No. Rabbi Block will be coming back to help teach us and to help inform us as a congregation, not only about her position, but I think about hospice. As a rabbi, this is something that I don't really actually have full understanding of. I don't know if you know this, but as a rabbi, they don't teach you everything. And they really just kind of like set you up real nice and then kick you out into the world. And we do a lot of the learning along the way. And so it is with life. We're very excited to have Rabbi Block here, and thank you for not only your time served at these different communities, because she knows South Florida so well, but we look forward to seeing her in her new role that was made especially just for her. We love that. And with that, thank you so much. Shabbat Shalom to you and your family. Okay.
All right.
Deal.
It's a deal.
Deal. As you notice, we're dog friendly. Yeah, you like that. That's a good thing. I just want to give a special shout out to our birthdays, sir. We have Randy Peretz, we have Ellen Schinder, we have Susie Lewis, we have Jen Bergman, we have Gloria Kopolov, we have Harry Cooper, and Leslie Shawn. And for our anniversaries, do you have a different one for that? Oh, very pretty. Deborah and Robert Holtzman, Michelle and Richard Wolf, and Francine and Herb Tobin. We wish them a very, very happy anniversary. As we all now collectively rise for the Aleinu, we turn to page 586 and we open our ark doors.
עלינו לשבח לאדון הכל, לתתנו לה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי ארצות, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגר עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש נאמר היה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
So normally, I know, normally I would ask you to sit and call as the name of your loved one is called aloud, but we all knew Sharon Fried. It was hard to miss her. And so this week, we stand. We remember Charlotte Gottfried, we remember Sharon Fried, Florence Levin, Phyllis Goldblatt, and Muriel Kirshner. We added to that list the 6 million who perished in the Holocaust, as well as those who was murdered in Israel on October 7th. We added that list Beatrice Edelman, Marcia Arkin, Calvin Berger, Saul Bloom, Richard Bluestone, Frida Dell, Irving Duskin, Michelle Eckstein, Isaac Fine, Jane Freeman, Leon Fockelman, Al Gerson, Aaron Gertner, Herman Gilman, Ruth Goldberg, Louis Goldstein, Jeanne Gottfried, Maurice Grayson, Stanley Greenberg, Pearl Horowitz, Jewel Krieger, Maurice Lapidus, Molly Leavitt, Carol Leskin, Joseph Levine, Juliet Lieber, Rita Leota, Deborah Luderman, Alice Mailman, David Miller, Anna Moss, Malcolm Newall, Audrey Pagel, Rebecca Price, Irving Rose, Albert Rose, Florence Roth, Jeanette Rothman, Louise Scraden, Mark Simon, Sadie Stark, Harold Steinberg, Harry Tashkin, Lena Toretsky, Charles Viner, and Norman Yaguda. If there are names you'd like to add to this list, please feel free to do so as my eye or my hand meets yours.
I have the names of the soldiers in Israel whose names we haven't said for Kaddish. Abraham ben Pinchas, Avegni, Zinnershain, Benjamin, Destel, Negos, Erev ben Ephraim, Yaakov Rubenstein, Ido Zano, Omri Cohen, and Barak Daniel Halpern.
Page 598. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabba, ve'alma divrach rutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon yomechon uv'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala uv'izman kari v'imru Amen. Ehei shmei Rabba mevarach le'olam ulmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnasei, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei dekudesha berechu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, dush b'chata v'nechemata, damiran be'alma v'yimru Amen. Yehei shlama Rabba min shemaya v'chayim alenu v'kol Yisrael v'yimru Amen. Osei shalom b'imramav hu ya'asei shalom alenu v'kol Yisrael v'yimru Amen. You may be seated. Sharon Tannenhouse up for announcements.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you all for being here tonight. Those of you at home, thank you for being with us. Thank you, Rabbi. Cantor Manny, Richie, for the beautiful service. Thank you, Josh, upstairs on the cameras. Thank you, Rabbi Block, for being our guest with your family, and thank you for speaking to us. The music tonight is sponsored by Dodie Weinstein and Bob Goldberg in memory of Bob's mother, Ruth Goldberg, Dodie's mother, Juliet Lieber, and Phyllis Goldblatt, their dear friend. Thank you, Dodie. Thank you, Bob. You may notice we do not have flowers in front of the pulpit tonight. Our florist, Dell, is dealing with a family issue and has not been able to provide for us. We hope that he will be back and doing for us again very soon, and maybe even in the interim, if we can get sponsors for flowers, we'll be able to get them elsewhere and we'll be able to jazz up our bima as we usually do. And we continue to receive donations to our annual appeal, to our funds, our programs, our events. We thank you for that. We appreciate you all for that. Tomorrow at 10, it's the second Saturday of the month, so we have Shabbat stock. And we get to celebrate a Shabbat morning service on our front lawn with a coffee truck, donuts, the music and service led by our Temple Bethel House Band, Jewgrass Revival. Also after the service, Zumba with Temple member Vicki Gersten. Vicki, welcome back. For all ages and abilities, everyone is welcome to this fun morning. Invite your friends and neighbors. And for those who wonder, if the weather ever goes bad on a Saturday morning when we're having Shabbat stock, we move inside and we go on as planned. We don't cancel. Sunday at 9:30, we have JLC. At 10, we have Hebrew 101 with Cantor Manny. Also at 10, we have a fun Tikkun Olam project, a build an animal workshop. The skills you don't need to have. We're putting together cuddly stuffed animals to be donated to the kids at Nev Mikhail Children's Village in Israel. Wednesday evening at 6, we have Cantor Manny's class on Zoom. Thursday at 10:30, Temple Bethel Book Club. Next Friday, Shabbat Service is here and online as usual. In 2 weeks, Friday, December 27th at 5:30, our annual Hanukkah Light Up the Night. Come for a wonderful Shabbat Hanukkah dinner, light the Hanukkah menorahs with us, and then stay with us for a family-friendly Friday night Shabbat service here in our sanctuary. You can RSVP online if you haven't yet, and sponsorships are still available. More about Hanukkah, a reminder that JLC's annual Latka sale fundraiser is on sale, is happening right now. They're on sale. We have until December 20th to order, but don't risk forgetting. I ordered mine yesterday. Support our religious school and do something nice for yourself. And again, I am quoting Barb Siegel, our JLC director, why fry when you can buy? Save the dates, and I only have a couple. Sunday, January 12th at 2. Sisterhood is throwing a baby shower for Wendy and Rabbi. You are all welcome to attend, and there will be more details to follow. Tuesday, January 14th at 1, we can join Rabbi Aaron and Cantor Manny on a temple trip to the Traveling Nova exhibit when it comes here in North Miami, which depicts the attack on October 7th, 2023 at the Nova Music Festival in Israel. Again, details are to follow. As always, please read your trending. Kiddush and Hamotzi will be in the chapel. Get your wine and challah on the way into the chapel, on the way out of this room, and stop at the table that Rabbi Block has set up with hospice materials if you'd like to pick something up, and she's going to be around to chat. Yes? Okay. The gift shop is open. Shabbat Shalom. Thank you.
Okay, Vicki, welcome here from California. We haven't seen you in a while.
Castro Valley.
Castro Valley represented.
My first pulpit.
Oh, okay. Well, Vicki and her sisters requested a special song in memory of their father a few weeks ago. I didn't know it. I said, Richie, do you know the song Tico Tico? He said, sure. And he played it. Then they said, we wanted the Cantor to sing it. So Richie's going to play it first. Then I'm going to do my best singing it. Go, Rich. I have to say this is in memory of the Gersten sisters' father. Oh, Tico, 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 talk is Tico, Tico. He's the cuckoo in my clock. And when he says cuckoo, he means it's time to woo. It's Tico time for all the lovers on the block. I've got a heavy date, a tete-a-tete at 8. So Spico, Tico, tell me, is it getting late? If I'm on time, cuckoo. If I'm late, woo-woo. That one my heart is gone to may not wait. For just a birdie and a birdie who goes nowhere. He knows of every lover's lane and how to go there. For in affairs of the heart, my Tico is smart. He tells me gently, sentimentally at the start. Oh, I hear my little Tico, Tico calling. Because the time is right and shadows of night are falling. I love that not so cuckoo, cuckoo in the clock. Tico, 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 talk. How about that? I'm the only Cantor ever asked to sing Tico Tico on a Friday night. Now, we're going to sing Dodi's favorite song because they sponsor tonight. Ein Keloheinu. On page.
What a congregation we are, folks. What a mixed bag. It's in there. It's in the 5s. That's in the 6s. There you go.
626, everybody. Ein Keloheinu, there is none like our God. Thank you, Bob and Dodi, for sponsoring us. Ein Keloheinu, Ein Kadonenu,
Israel,
Ein Kamoshienu, Mi Keloheinu, Mi Kadonenu, Mi Kemalkeinu, Mi Kamoshienu. No del Eloheinu, no del Adonenu, no del Malkeinu, no del Moshienu. Baruch Eloheinu, Baruch Adonenu, Baruch Malkeinu, Baruch Moshienu. Tahu Eloheinu, Tahu Adonenu, Tahu Malkeinu, Tahu Moshienu.
All right, folks, we're going to move. Grab a piece of challah, grab a little kiddush, and join us in the chapel.